Hey, what's up? This your boy Elijah. Welcome back to another edition of Humble Dad, episode number 63. On the road to 100 before the end of 2021. Got a special guest with us today. That all he had to do was listen to his wife on this one and say, "Listen, I want you to do something for me. I want you to talk to this guy." And so, all because me and his wife were friends, like when we were growing up, he honored his wife and said, "You know what? This might be a good idea." Reached out to him and he was game. I don't even know much about him other than his name is Mr. Chase Briscoe. But we're gonna find out today though. How you doing, Chase?
I'm well, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I be hating that I don't be having good introductions for people sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's all good, man. All good. I think you did a great job.
I appreciate that. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, what you do, what you got going on.
Well, my name is Chase Briscoe. I'm a teacher. Most importantly, I am a dad. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a man of God. I'm a minister at the Restoration Church of Cedar Hill. And I do other little odd things in and out. I do taxes and all that other good stuff, man. But
okay,
primarily found a way to make a living a little bit easier for my family and provide structure and some kind of mentorship for my family.
That's what's up, man. We have a lot of common things. I did taxes. I don't do them as much now. You know what I'm saying? Because I have so many things going on. I was an educator for 11 years, a middle school math teacher. Now I do real estate investing, and then was married. Now I'm a widower. It's just weird to say that, but that's where I am. And then fatherhood is a big deal to me. You know, fatherhood is a big deal to me. That's the main reason why I started the channel. So we're gonna talk about, what do you think the difference between a father and a dad is?
Ah, man, I can give you the old cliche, man.
Don't give me cliche. Give me your answer. I want to know your answer.
And my answer, man, a father is someone that your children look up to.
Okay.
A father is someone who educates, someone who instills structure. A father is somebody who really takes the time to understand their kids, both ins and out. I honestly think that a dad is a sperm donor. I think that a dad is somebody who doesn't want to take the responsibilities of what it really means to be in a child's life, to have a particular kind of impact on that child. A dad is just somebody that says, "Hey, I'm a dad." A father is the person that's at the practices and everybody knows, like, "Hey, that's his father."
That's what's up. I enjoy asking the question because there's everybody has a different answer. I would say that it's because it's not often dialogued about for us to have, like, some people would have them in reverse, right? Some people have them being the same, so it's just interesting to hear what people say. One day I may have different people on to just talk about their viewpoint and why they see it one way versus the other. But I digress. So I want to go back when you're a youngster. Kind of talk to me about your adolescency, as far as like from elementary to middle school, because it is a difference between high school and middle school, right? So kind of talk to me about what type of individual you were, as well as who were your father figures during that time.
Oh man, I was a very reserved kid. I'm still kind of reserved to this day. When I was younger, I grew up in a household where my dad wasn't really there. My mom and my dad, they divorced early on. Okay. So I can tell you about as far back as I can remember, as far as elementary goes, I kind of struggled with the distance that they had. My mom ended up moving. We moved to Houston so she could finish her degree.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I only saw my dad, man, like at that time, I only really saw him in the summertime. So a lot of times it was me, my mom, and my brother. And I took on more of a leadership role that way. When we moved back, I moved back to Dallas. I was still in elementary, going into, I want to say, like the fourth, fifth grade. I started to see my dad like every other weekend at that time. He got me acclimated into sports. So I started playing basketball. He would take me to my practices, and he started to be around a little bit more. We started to develop a little bit more of a relationship rapport. So he was more that father figure at that point.
Okay, so what grade was that again? You
That was
said?
like fourth or
Okay.
fifth grade, and it carried me all the way through to eighth grade. He stayed around.
Okay.
He made it through to a lot of different games and things like that.
What did that do for you? How would you describe that? Going from not being there to being pretty consistent.
Man, to be completely honest, it didn't hit me until I got older. When I'm younger, or when I was younger, I was pretty much just put in place. So, like with my mom, she would say, "Chase, I need you to take care of your brother. Chase, I'm doing
Mm,
my homework. I need you to, make sandwiches for dinner, or Chase, I need help with cleaning up." So, with those different kind of things, and then coming around and being around my dad, I didn't really see much difference because my brother was always around. So I was the one that was just like, I just let me take it. I got it.
I
So it
see.
didn't hit me until like later on. Like when I say later on, man, like my 30s, where it's like,
Yeah, you talking about later on for real.
yeah, it's like you really
Okay.
start thinking about it, and it's like, okay, what did that impact really do for me?
Yeah.
When we started to come back together and start to congeal a little bit more together, it let me know that he provided a little bit more structure than what I want to give him credit for.
Mm,
Uh, it helped me to see a lot of the different quirks and different things that I have.
hmm
I understand where I got it from. You
Like
know,
what? Like what? What's a quirk that?
man, like having a lot of passion behind how you speak. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily yelling like we want to say, but that
You
passion
got the passion.
for the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, it really just lets you know like who your pops was. You know what I'm saying? Because you start to see a
Mm,
lot of it in you. And I would get on to my brother, and he would tell me later on, he'd be like, "Man, you did that just like dad." I'm like, "Dang, I did." You
wow.
know. So,
So he had a that's pretty influential if you're having characteristics of your father. So when you got to high school, do you remember anything that of significance that he kind of talked to you about that you can that you implement now?
oh man, yeah. So the crazy thing was after middle school, I ended up moving in with my dad. I ended up moving in with my dad and my stepmother.
Wow,
Uh, but it was just me. My brother stayed with my mom.
interesting.
Yeah, man. So we had a lot of different conversations that just that kind of like revolved around manhood, main
Okay.
respect. It had a lot to do with respect. It had a lot of our conversations had a lot to do with confidence, um, kind of like owning yourself. I remember
Mm,
telling him one time I had a conversation with my coach, and my coach was telling me that I wasn't going to be able to play college ball. I was undersized post, and I was being recruited as a guard.
mm,
And when he told me that, I just took it as like, yes, sir. I didn't want no disrespect, no nothing. I was like, yes, sir. I moved on. I went home and I told my dad. My dad said, no. You tell him what's on your heart. You just speak to him respectfully. He
yeah.
said, you don't never let no man tell you what you can and what you can't do. And I ride with that to this day. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it works. It works most definitely. You know what I'm saying? But those tips and those tricks, or I should say, those teachings that he gave me,
Yeah.
it really helped a lot.
That's good. Okay. Before I'm gonna transition, I have a couple people that's in the behind the scenes. So for those that's behind the scenes, you can go to YouTube and type in Humble Dad Podcast for if you can't hear what's going on. That may be a lot helpful to you, or you can go on Facebook. But either one of those, you can listen in to the conversation. All right. So Yeah, I was gonna say, based on what you said, that brings me to I didn't have my dad in my life, so I had my uncle kind of so I had my uncle, but he wasn't in my house. You know what I mean? Like it's really that much different
Mhm.
than having a man in your house that's rocking with you than the one you got to go see every now and then. Like it's
Right.
just that much different. And I noticed how my boys are, my kids all together, but my boys for sure. I understand how I see how they approach things um, compared to how I would when I was their age. So we have four, and the one thing that we talk about is being confident. My my 10-year old, I have 12, 10, 7, and 3. My 10 and 7 are boys, right? My 10-year old, he has the confidence. Like if you don't know it, but like he's trying to destroy you at everything. Okay,
Okay.
he has that his football coach had called him the quiet assassin
Mhm.
because he's trying to beat you at everything, but nobody knows it, right?
Mhm.
And then my 7-year old, he has a hard time communicating with confidence. He may stutter over his words, or he may talk really slowly. So that's one of the conversations that we've had because I know that if a person doesn't see you as a confidence, even though you know what you're saying, if they don't see you as confident in what you're saying, they treat you totally different.
Facts. That's true.
You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to instill that in them uh, early. You know, so what I did for my 10-year old, he was like, I'm talking that, but I'm gonna give you the mic in a moment. He said, "Dad, I want to play catcher," and he plays baseball. And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I want to be a part of the game." Basically, he was playing center field. He's the fastest kid on the team, but he's little league, so he got into the field and he's new. And I said, "Well, I'm not gonna tell him." You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to play catcher, then what you need to go talk to your coach and let him know you want to play catcher.
Right.
And then whatever decision he has, then you're gonna have to live with that decision, right? But at least you can say that I went up and I approached my coach. So what did he do? He went to go talk to his coach. Long story short, he's been the starting catcher for the past 2 seasons.
There you go. And
You know what I
that's
mean?
how, man.
And that's how it goes. And so he rocks with that type of confidence
Hmm.
now. So when did you see your confidence kind of come to the forefront? Like when was that time that you can give me an example of when it happened? And you was like, oh,
Sports,
okay,
man.
sports,
Sports.
okay,
Sports
okay,
is what it was, man. When it came to academics, I was always with it. You know what I'm saying? My
okay,
mom and my mom's side, all degreed. So I had that part. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
My dad's side, not so much. But
okay.
when it came to like sports, that's when I saw it.
What
I want to
sport?
say
What sport?
basketball.
Okay, I think you said that. Okay, yeah, okay, basketball.
So when I transitioned from middle school to high school, the middle school I came from, I don't know how familiar you are with the area. I came from Atwell, which is in a Dallas
I'm
school.
from Dallas, bro.
Perfect, perfect. So I came from Atwell,
Had a
and I ended
cousin
up
that went
going.
to Atwell. Had a cousin that
Okay.
went and one that taught at Atwell.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So when I went to Mesquite, I was kind of like my skill level was a little bit different. I would say a little bit better, not to be boastful, but it was a little bit better than what was there.
If you from here, you know what that means.
Yeah. So when I'm coming in as a post, I'm telling my dad, I'm telling, we had this conversation when we started. I was like, man, I know I'm gonna be able to shoot the ball. Especially when you in practice, it's like I'm not just gonna be no post. I can let this thing fly. I can
That's
score.
what's up. Yeah.
Uh got there and I just played my game, man. And then
Okay.
the confidence came when you hit that first 3-pointer. You hit
Mm,
that first 3-pointer in an open run, and you
yeah.
playing against their varsity caliber players. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? And then I shorten that story. I ended up playing in a shootout right before the season started. As a freshman, they tried me out at all positions. I played 1 through 5 in that
wow.
entire shootout. When I
Wow.
came back to school that next Monday, they had moved me up to JV.
That's
Then
what's up.
Man, yeah, had a starting. I started that year.
Oh man, oh yeah, you you feeling
So,
yourself?
oh yeah, the confidence was high, man. But to be honest, man, the other thing that kept confidence high with me is that I never messed with anybody that was like my age when it came to basketball. I always played with guys that were older than me. I never played with anybody who was like my age. And if I did play with those people who were my age, I always had somebody on my back that said, "Look, man, you better get them buckets, man, and they better not get nothing."
Mm,
Like
that's
they
what's
go.
up.
My dad was one of those main people who pushed it. You know what I'm saying? So
That's what's up.
everything he gave me, I gave to my brother, and my brother did the same thing. Man, he played JV. He did his thing. You know what I'm saying? He just stopped after high school. I just went a little bit further.
So okay, so you went on and played in college?
I played in college. Yeah, I played at a small school in Kansas,
Yeah,
Southwestern College in Winfield, Kansas. I played out there.
that's what's up, man. That's a big deal because many people don't make it to pass high school.
Yeah, yeah.
You
But
may say small, but it's a big deal. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yes, that's
That's
true.
what's up. So when you so while you're in school in college and you're going through your manhood stage now for sure.
Yeah.
What was some conversations like with your dad then?
Responsibility, man.
So it
Responsibility.
went from respect to responsibility. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Bet.
And the main thing he used to say, and it's the thing that I implement, I say to my kids now, like even my kids that I'm teaching, say, look, man,
Mm,
I said, you're gonna make your choice and you gotta own your decision. I tell my son that. I tell my
mm,
son he'll do something and it's like he'll get pouty, he'll start crying. I said, no, look, that's the choice you made. So own the decision. You're gonna take what comes with it, and now we're gonna move on. It's a teaching point. We're not gonna rest on it. Let's move. And that was my dad in college, man. Those were those phone conversations. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Just
Yeah.
doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Listen, bro, you light up when you talk about your pops, man.
Hey,
I don't know if you can see yourself like that. Hey, listen. I hope your dad get to see this, man, so he can see like what this smile looks like when you're talking about him, because that's dope. You know what I mean? I really want that to be how my kids see me. You know what I mean? Like when they get older, they can say, "Listen, my dad was like there." You know what I mean? And he taught me a lot of things, and this is specifically what I remember, and this is what I was going through. You know, when he was when I was going through something, this is what he would say, right? And so I commend your dad. Y'all don't know him, but I commend him for being uh, the rock that you needed. And obviously, you know, that's what you're trying. This is what you're doing in your own kids' lives. So I want to walk through that aspect of things. Like, so how many do y'all have?
we have three. We have three.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
our youngest is one. She,
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. My son, I'm gonna say our son.
Okay,
He's 8. But when I married Jackie, I had my son already. She met him
okay,
3,
got
and
it.
she already had a daughter. So when I met her, she was 10. So
Ah, okay.
my oldest daughter now, she's getting ready to be 16 next Saturday. So I got 16, 8, and 1.
We finna talk, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do
All
it.
right. Okay. So talk to me about personality versus your parenting style, because you know they're all different. You know what I'm saying? Like each one of the
Oh
kids is
yeah,
different.
man.
So talk to me about what's your parenting style with your 16-year-old versus you said your 10
Got an 8-year old, 8
year
and
old. Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
my 16-year-old, man, I love her to death.
Yep.
Though my parenting towards her is, like we said before, it's owning your decisions, right?
Okay.
But before you own your decisions, you have to understand your decisions, understand your choices. And
Mm-hmm.
so when it comes to her and I, it's a lot of talking, it's a lot of educating, it's a lot of different you know, scenarios that we go over to say, like, hey, if this were to happen, tell me what you're thinking about. She'll tell me, and it's like, all right, I'm telling you, this is probably the route that you should be going, right?
Mm.
Um, And I would say that dynamic has kind of changed a little bit to where I can implement more of my parenting style as I parent my son. If this
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, because I can be a little bit more, it's not structured. I could be a little bit more strategic in how I want to parent her to ensure that she has everything that her mom and I are trying to instill in her.
Mm.
And then the other aspect is my 8-year-old, man. My
Yeah.
8-year-old, he doesn't live with me. I get him every
Okay.
other weekend. So my parenting with him is I call him every single day, call him every night.
That's dope.
He has to hear me say that I love him. And then when it comes to just parenting, we talk. And it's a little bit more, I'm a little bit, I can be a little bit more stern with him, so to speak.
Because he's a boy, or
Because he's a boy, for one.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then for two, his mother understood. She understood me, right? You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. So she knows, like, okay, this is how Chase is going to be.
Okay.
Right. Whereas to my daughter, she had to get to learn how I was. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So, and then my 1-year-old, she's just one. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be an interesting dynamic between myself and Jackie.
Why do you think? Why do you say that? I want to explore that. Why is it going to be an interesting dynamic?
Because we do. Okay, so with my oldest, and with that being Jackie's daughter, she can kind of baby her a little bit, right?
You didn't know what you.
I didn't want to say it.
Listen, listen. Hey, it's safe, bro. She the one that recommended you to be on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then the way that I raise my son is certain things.
Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
It's a balanced feel, right? But when it comes to my 1-year-old,
you see what she say? Hey, you see what she in the chat, bro. I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying. Yeah, she laughing. I get what you're saying. I think that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she's gonna come out here in a minute. I'm pretty with our 1-year-old, we can already see that we do things differently from my oldest in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
1-year-old, like it's both hands on deck in more solidarity as opposed to trying to climb hoops with mixed families. You feel me?
I'm with you. That's why I like talking to individuals in that regard, because I like talking to people in general, but I like to see different perspectives, right? And hear different perspectives. So that's why I was asking you. Let's see. Rachel says, "I get what you're saying, Chase."
Hey, Rachel.
So with the mixed family, did y'all ever talk about parenting style before you had a kid?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jackie and I, we were really safe in what it was that we were doing, and not only what it was we were doing, but what it was that we wanted to accept, live, and kind of and what we wanted to nurture. Right. Okay. We were both guarded with our children in the beginning. And being guarded, we talked about the different plans that we wanted just for our own children at that time. Right. And then when we decided to bring our children together, we had lengthy conversations about how we wanted our children to be included. We wanted to make sure our children were in safe spaces and all that good stuff. And then, you get closer and closer, and it's like, I want her to be mine. I want Janiyah to be my daughter, just like I want Camden to be your son. And then that's how we kind of meshed. So that was the levels that went to it, but it was a ton of conversations about it.
I think I have a tough question. I don't know. You tell me. Okay. From what I hear, and I can remember as well, like my stepdad was in my house, but I don't remember him really disciplining me, right? Like I don't know if that was because my mom said something. Like, I don't know. I remember this one time where I got in trouble and I said something crazy to him, you know, and he didn't do nothing to me. He went to tell my mom, right? And she unleashed the beast on me. You know what I'm saying? So in your situation, how did you get I guess, or how did you and Jackie deal with you being a disciplinarian to the oldest daughter? Do you follow what I'm saying? Does that make?
Yeah. It makes plenty
Okay.
of sense. That's not a tough question, man.
All right, bet.
It did come with a lot of the conversation beforehand. We there were certain agreements that we made. One of the agreements was like, I don't put my hands on Janaya. I'll never hit her. You know, but you also got to understand the age gap too. You know, she was 10 and she's a girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like another man comes into the picture that has an allowance to spank me or whoop me, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Didn't sit well with me.
Okay.
Right. But my son at the time was 3. And I told him, I was like, hey, if you need to, you know, of course, let me know, but you got to do what you got to do to rectify certain situations.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
yes,
with the understanding that Jackie and I have, and being one when it comes to raising our children, it's easy for me to rectify certain things with my oldest without having to go to Jackie. Now, if one of them things where I just have to go to Jackie for her to situate herself, then that's gonna be more of like a whooping type situation, you know.
Okay.
But with the relationship that I built with Janaya, I don't see her as no less than my daughter. So being able to talk and educate and incorporate the discipline through that avenue, I think it works, and it's very helpful.
That's good stuff. So how did you get to the point of having that type of equity with her?
It's a lot of trust building, man.
Like, what did you do?
You got to make.
And the reason why I'm asking is for people that are going to be watching this, right? Because, or even if I may have to enter into a scenario as that later on, right? Like, how do you get to the point of being able to discipline other people's kids?
You make yourself an open door, right?
Okay.
And I mean, as an educator, you know this, man. All kids, the one thing they want to feel is love.
100%.
Door that's open, and you let the kid know that they're loved. You let them know that you will do any and everything for them. They'll give you the world, right?
100%.
But at the same time, with that structure that you implement, they don't want to disappoint you, right? So you're not a pushover.
You're right.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, I know Chase isn't a pushover, but I don't want to disappoint him, right? So if I say, hey, we need to fix this real quick, right? She'll jump to it. We'll fix it real fast, right? Because she doesn't want to disappoint me.
Good point.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to my son, you know, I'll just whoop him. You know what I'm saying?
That's the catch-all right there. That's the catch.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. But you know, Kim posted in there. But my thing is with Janaya, I've always been there from day one. I mean, when we went on our first little date, I took
that's dope.
I took Jackie and Janaya out. You know,
that's dope.
Yeah.
What made you do that?
I wasn't just dating Jackie. I was dating Jackie and Janaya. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to let Jackie know that I was going to be there for her and her daughter.
That's right.
But I also had to establish myself as allowing Janaya to know, like, hey, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Not establishing dominance, but it's like, I'm here. If you ever need anything, I'm here. Let me know.
That's what's up. We got one of these. He ain't whipping nobody. He is soft. And listen, why your wife going in on you today? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand, bro. Kim said he said you was present and consistent.
Yeah.
Said dating Janaya was rough.
It was, man. It was. Janiyah and Jackie, it was just them for a while, you know. And when I came in the picture, that that shook up a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, 10 years, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but when I say dating Jackie was, I mean, when Kim says it, it's like, ooh, like, yo, we couldn't even walk the mall sometimes and hold hands because
Okay, like that.
yeah,
That's what's up.
you try to sit on the same side with your lady, and your daughter is like, I'm sitting next to mom, and it's like,
listen, that's your fault. You decided to date two people at the same time.
That's very true. But you know, that takes a lot of patience though, and it lets them know, like, it gave Janiyah a chance to just really see, like, okay,
I agree.
You know, so it was interesting, but you know, at the end of the day, it was all well worth it, man.
100%. 100%. Do you I was talking to an educator on my previous call, like 30 minutes before I talked to you.
Okay.
And I told him this. I said, as an educator, it's my opinion, and I'm definitely down for the argument, but it's gonna be hard to push back on it. I said I think that dads make the best educators. He said parents, but me specifically, I would say dads make the best educators. What's your thought on that?
Okay. I agree with that. I agree that dads make the best educators.
Okay, explain why you agree.
Okay, so I say that to say that with dads are the ones that's primarily going to provide the structure in the home, just like they'll provide the structure in the classroom.
100%.
I feel like with women provide a certain energy that's a little bit more nurturing, right?
Yeah.
But with a male teacher, with a dad as a teacher, we have a little bit of the nurturing, but we have more of the, this is what's going to happen, this is how you're going to do it, and it's going to get done. Right? We have patience to where we can sit and we can talk, we can provide certain mentorship, you know, but we're pretty much, I think we're a little bit more, and I got women on here right now too. So
listen, what is that? Dude, listen, why you don't tiptoe around your answers, bro? Stand on it.
I think at some points, I think when it comes to teaching, I think guys can be a little bit more sharper when it comes to deliverance and getting results, because it's not going to be all about nurturing all the time. And then being in education, this is my 7th year in education.
Okay.
Guys aren't quick to send the kids to the office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We handle ours in the classroom, all while still educating.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to saying, well, since you don't want to act right, you go to the office right now. You need to kill 5 minutes trying to write a referral. You know, lost track of the classroom, really. Now you got to. So, yeah, man. So I agree with you 100% on that.
Right. And so the reason why I said it, and I was thinking about it, is because, as you know, there's not a lot of men in education anyway.
True.
Right. But when I see the ones that are dads versus the one, a male that's in the classroom that's not, the class is ran totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Secondly, even the mother that's in the classroom, they run their class differently. The women that run their class like a man would do typically have better results.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've seen. And I was a teacher for 11 years. And one of my teachers, she's a lady. She was like, it's not, you have a privilege just by being a man in the classroom, because you automatically are respected once you step in. And then if you start opening your mouth, then this, that may be different, or it may be better. It may be good, it may be bad, right? Mm-hmm. And so that is the reason why I thought about it, and why I wish that there was more men in education. But the whole salary thing kind of hurts people at times.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So as a what have you learned from being a dad that has helped you become a better teacher?
Oh, man. As a father, man, I'm a little bit more relatable to my students. And I have to learn. Patience taught me that. So as a
Yeah.
father, especially in the household that I'm in now, with the dynamics that Jackie and I share, uh, patience helps me a lot in the classroom. Not only that, man, but it's being able to understand my students as opposed to just cracking the whip all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's
100%. Yeah.
just like I have to understand Janaya, I have to be able to understand my kids, because at the end of the day, I need you to get my work done. You know what I'm saying? And I need you to make this classroom management a little bit easier for me.
Yes, sir. What do you teach? What do you teach?
I'm teaching team leadership right now, man.
Okay.
Team
Okay.
leadership. So
All
prior
right.
to this, I taught business. I taught business classes from 6th grade all the way up to 12th grade.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Got it.
And so now I'm teaching team leadership. I'm at an all girls school, man. It's crazy. In Grand Prairie. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever talked to them about, or do you know how many of them don't have dads?
Yes. We
Okay.
talk. And like I said, I make myself accessible and I'm relatable to my kids.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just candid conversation, man.
Give me a story. You know, we got them.
And too many of them.
Just give me one that
Uh,
you would like to share that was helpful for you and them.
I have a student now. She's originally from New Orleans. She
Okay.
was placed in the foster care system because her mother was diagnosed with being bipolar, and her dad was absent. He just wasn't there. Those conversations with her helps me to really understand where she is when it comes to her social and emotional learning, right? That whole
I see.
SEL stuff that we know, right?
Yeah.
Um, Great kid, smart kid, but you have to tap into her emotional side first in order for her to get the academics done.
Ah, I'm
So
with you.
she'll come to me and she'll talk to me, and maybe she had a rough night. She has to take care of her sister, but she got a younger sister. She don't listen and all this other stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like she'll come to me and it's like, Coach, you would never believe what happened at home. My sister didn't want to do this and didn't want to do that, and I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. So we might sit and rap, man, for about 10 minutes.
Wow.
All right, Faith, I hear you. Take care of your work and then come back to me later. She'll come back as soon as she get done with the work. She on it again, right? But she needs a counselor. She needs somebody who she's comfortable with speaking to that can just allow her to talk and give her comfortable insight. So I give her a little bit of the insight that I have, but when it gets like too serious, I gotta send it down to the counselor.
100%. 100%. So how does that help you as an individual?
Man, as an individual, it lets me know that everybody has a different story, man, and everything isn't going to be the same. Everybody responds to things differently. Everybody learns differently. But at the end of the day, when they come to you face to face, you don't know what's in that bag yet. So you can't jump the gun real quick. Have a soft demeanor, but have an open demeanor. You know what I'm saying? The other thing too is allow yourself to listen without listening to respond.
Oh,
Right. And then it also gives me a chance to just think and process, because I take that with me everywhere I go. I take that with me and my wife sometimes. We might have some conversations that might be heated. And sometimes I tell myself, like, yo, don't listen to respond. Just listen. Hear her out. You know what I'm saying? Have a calm demeanor. It makes it easier for her to talk to you. Right. But if I jump, we not gonna get nowhere. We ain't gonna get nowhere fast.
Sound like a biblical concept to me.
Yeah.
Be slow to speak, bro. You know what I mean? And I had to learn that concept. I think for me, when I was because I used to manage this telemarketing at this telemarketing company, and I was really hard on people. I would make people cry and everything just because I had my structure, and if you was not following what I wanted you to do, listen, I'm trying to get you out of here. And I was like 24, 25 years old, right? And one another thing changed was like when I received the gospel and understanding, like the words that you say, they do matter, right? The words that you do say matter, and how you say them matters. And then Jen would tell me, she was like, how that came across, you may have gotten what you wanted to say, but how it came across was not good at all. And so understanding that what you said, like everybody has a different story, so you got to say things differently because everybody's not going to receive it the same, right? And that's also in that's for sure in parenting. Like with my sons, you know what I'm saying, I could discipline them differently, right? With my daughter, that's one thing that Jen would say, listen, you can't put your hands on her when she's 10, because you don't want her to think that because dad is hitting her that it'll be okay for a man. I was like, that's so logical. You know what I'm saying? But before that, I didn't even have that thought. Yeah. I didn't have that thought. Hey, she finna get, man, listen, she better do what I asked her. That was my thought process. And so that part about talking, like that really helped me with my daughter. And also I had already been doing it in class because I can't put my hands on the student. But having that dialogue and asking them, like, why did you do that? Like, break that down to me. Like, why did you decide to do that? Or like, how you blaming me for your grade? Explain to me, what did I do that affected your grade? What on this test did I not cover?
Right.
Show me your notes. You know what I'm saying? Did you go to tutoring? Like, those questions help me when I talk to my daughter and my kid and the rest of my kids to be able to have a civilized conversation and not be quick to already feel like I know the answer. Right. And then discipline based on what I'm thinking. Right. Which is really unfair to people in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's big, man. That's big. I tell my kids this. I tell my kids, my basketball girls. I also tell my kids in the classroom. I said it's responsibility and accountability, right? You're gonna be responsible for your homework, and if you don't, it's gonna be consequences and repercussions that come behind it, right? And you're accountable for it. That's just how it goes. You don't put that on nobody else, And I tell them we just sent out a grade check sheet. Right? I tell my girls,
because I remember when I had to get them and then had to write on it. I'm like, dude, like I got stuff to do.
So I tell them, I say, this is the consequence. I said, every class you fail, it's 4 sprints. And I said, if you lose that sheet of paper that have your grades on it, that's 10 sprints. I said, so don't lose it and fail. You're gonna be running for a while. And they say, coach. I said, no. It's responsibility and accountability. So now that you understand what your consequences are, there's no love lost when you're going to be running. You know what I'm saying? Understand that I'm still here. You understand? But it's going to happen.
Listen, I don't love you no less. You know what I mean? This is just what it is. Absolutely. That's what's up. Well, we're going to get into these questions, bro. I need you to give me a number between 1 and 45.
32.
Okay, 32. What are your top 5 memories throughout your life so far?
Oh, man. Top 5 memories.
Listen and say first. Top 1. You know what
I'm saying? Man. Mary and Jackie.
Okay.
I
see you go with that first. Yeah, okay.
Got to
get them brownie points.
You know what I'm saying? Can I lump my kids into one?
Sure. Okay, it's your question. You can answer however you want to.
Okay, so the birth of my children and the I'm gonna say adoption of a bonus child, right? Which would be Janiyah.
Okay.
So that would be 2. My third is gonna be graduating college. My fourth, man, is a conglomerate of memories, but that's gonna be taking care taking care of my brother and being that father figure to my brother.
Mm.
And then my fifth, man, is going to be just the advice and things that I get from my pops, when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? And that would be some of the top 5 members.
That's a good top 5. I mean, it seems like it's those are all the 5 that have made you who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the person that you're trying to continue to be or even get better. You know what I mean? Because if you're not getting better, you stagnant.
Yeah, you ain't doing nothing at that point.
Yeah. And why would I don't like side note, like I really don't understand people that just want to be complacent. For me, because it feels weird to not trying to get better. Mm-hmm. Like even as a teacher, one of the things I would ask my students every year, I would say, okay, what is it that I'm not doing that you feel like I need to be doing? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I asked it to my wife, I asked it to my kids, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm trying to get better. Like, if you're not trying to get better, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's that, man. But it takes guys like you, because it's not a lot of them aren't that way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you hit that level of comfort, you know what I'm saying? That comfort, that complacency, man, them sheets get real cozy. You know what I'm saying? That pillow is real soft. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you got to get out the bed, put your feet on the floor and keep on moving, you know what I'm saying? And hit those uncomfortable situations, because without those uncomfortable situations, you lack growth. And if you lack growth, you know what I'm saying? You pretty much stunting the growth of your own life. You know what I'm saying? You want to have that growth. You want to get that wisdom. You want to have those blessings, because you want to be able to share it to as many people as possible. You can't do that from comfort.
Yeah. Kim say, come on, brother.
I love you, Kim. That's my ace right there. I was talking to her earlier today.
That's what's up. Right, okay, so give me another number.
Let's go with 7.
7. People always picking 7. Which is the very best Christmas present you have received or given to someone else?
Oh man, what? The best Christmas present
that you received and given.
Oh, received and given, not and. Okay.
That is right.
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Let's see. What did I receive
good.
One Christmas that was just...
It could be any time in your life.
I don't know. Jackie's not going to like me for this one. I received the Emmitt Smith jersey, man, when I was in like the 5th grade. Dopest jersey, man. It was the dopest jersey I had. And then that same year, right, that same Christmas, I got some Deion Sanders shoes.
Bruh. Was it when he was with Dallas too?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, man, that's what's up. I remember those Deion. Those are even right now.
Yeah, and if I get my hands on a pair, I would. The best gift I've given. Oh man, that's a tough one, man. I don't even know if I can answer it. Let's see. Best gift I've given. I don't know. It had to be like some jewelry or something I got from my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll keep it simple like that.
Keep it safe. Is that what you said? That's what's up. Give me another number.
Let's rock with 42.
42. What's the most embarrassing thing you have ever done?
Yo, so I worked at this mortgage company a few years back, yo, and I'm leaving. Right. And my manager, she's outside and she's smoking a cigarette. Right. But her stomach, she looked like she was pregnant, man. Wow. Like the way that she had the sweater, it was like draped like right on the outside of her belly and everything. And, prior to that, we had seen her for a couple days. Yo, I lied to you not, man. I'm walking to my car as I'm leaving the day. And I said, as she has a cigarette in her hand,
sorry.
I said, congratulations on the pregnancy. Oh man, she said,
I knew you.
She said, Chase, I'm not pregnant. I said, oh man. I said, I'm sorry. Yo, I couldn't even stand there too much longer. I just kept on walking. I had to walk to the car. I'm like, yo, she's gonna dock my pay tomorrow.
Listen, you had that one on deck, bro. Like
Hey, that's like to this
man.
day, I just feel so much regret for that. I was like, man, you got to think before you speak sometimes. I said that with the
all the time, bro. All the time. You should think. You should think before you speak. You know what I mean? Especially those of us that are quick with it. Right? Yeah. If you're quick with it, you definitely have to do a better job of thinking. I just add on it to that one. This is not good. But, I had just got saved and trying to be on my Jesus zealous, right? And this one young lady, she was pregnant and they were celebrating or whatever. And I think I said something like, hey, you know you're going to hell, right? It's like, bruh, oh my God. Oh my God. That was so bad, bro. Like, I still remember it, and I still remember the young lady. Matter of fact, as I started teaching at this church, I was a youth pastor and assistant minister at this one church. Mm-hmm. She came there.
Oh man!
On the Sunday that I was preaching. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that was so uncomfortable. Because I had,
real fast.
Well, I mean, I had grown since then, but it was probably like 4 or 5 years later. But I had never apologized to her, and then I don't even think I apologized then. Like that, it's like so bad. Like, why would I tell somebody that? How are you that zealous that you decide on who goes where? You know what I mean? For sure, man.
You're confident in your journey. You know what I'm saying? You thought you had it.
That's so bad, though. Okay. Was that the third question? I think it was
that was the third. Yeah.
Okay, man. All right. So we coming to a close. So people out there, please go over on YouTube, like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel for your boy. Okay, so we got 2 questions. The second to last question is, which TV dad would you say that you have similar characteristics with?
Uncle Phil.
Okay. Is it because of the bald head?
So that's part of it, you know.
Okay.
But,
all right.
Uncle Phil, man, because he was a teacher. He was somebody who had structure. He was also somebody who the kids looked up to and that you could have fun with. He got a lot of respect, man. And I feel like I relate to him the most.
That's what's up. And he took in Will.
Who
was not even blood related. You know what I'm saying? Like it was his wife's sister's kid.
Right. Exactly.
That's big.
It takes a lot, man. It takes a lot to pull in somebody who's not yours, and then you have to learn how to parent that person. You know what I'm saying? At whatever stage they are in life, you know. So that's the challenge. But yeah, that's who I relate to.
That's good stuff. And then the last question, probably the best question I would say, is what would you like for your kids to say about you? How would you want them to remember you? What would you want them to say about you?
I always want my kids to say, man, that I was there for them. I want them to always understand. I want them to always feel like I've never left them hanging. That I've always provided wisdom, understanding, leadership. I want them to feel like I provided like those qualities. I don't want any of my children to ever say, my dad let me down.
Yeah, that's big. Well, I appreciate the time, Chase, man. This has been good, bro. Getting to know you. You know what I mean? We have a lot of things in common. You know what I mean? Probably a better hooper, but we'll never know. So I can say it all day. You feel me?
I understand, man. This was great dialogue, man. And I think a lot of guys need to have more conversations like this, man. So, blessings to you and yours, man, and your podcast. And I wish you the very best. And you got my contact now, man. So if you ever want to just sit and rap, let me know. We can get on here again.
That's a bet, man. Well, I appreciate the time. It's been a joy to have you, man. And for all those that are out there, man, don't forget to check out what is it? Is it Briscoe Fitness?
Briscoe Fitness, man. Briscoe Fitness Strength Training. You can reach me at man, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm new to it. I had it pulled up. Let me see.
Okay.
I had it on my social media. My wife gonna say something in a minute.
I didn't even get to that question about fitness and being a dad. Like that's crazy because that was the tagline. I'm like, I didn't even get to it, but you know, it may be a part two. I appreciate that, Kim. Kim said, yeah, like, listen, man, what is Yaz? Like they don't is I've
So
never heard.
I ain't even gonna say it, man. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, great interview. Okay, I appreciate the compliment, Kim. I appreciate that.
But you can reach me on IG at Coach_Briscoe. And yeah, I pretty much rock through there. You can reach me on if you want workout plans or different things like that. It's gonna be Bfstrengthtraining at gmail.com.
All right, bet. Email that to me so I can put it in the description box.
Cool. I'll send it to you.
All right. Well, it's a bet, man. Well, I appreciate your time. Until next time, we out of here.
All right, take it easy.
You too. Deuces.